shining a beacon on the bazaar. Ah, here we are at Seaside Arbeni.
Oh, look, it's spring. Smell that air.
Oh, it's fantastic. And there's nothing quite like a spring picnic, is there?
Yeah, I've got some treats for you, little birthday boy.
Oh, God, I didn't know you did that.
I've just remembered. But no, we've been planning this little day for weeks.
Oh, well, let's see what we've got on the picnic first. Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, you sit down, let me get the basket up.
Okay, right. Oh, let's
a
see what we've got.
basket.
Yay! So hard-boiled eggs, my favourite.
Oh, yes, plenty. Should we do that crisp thing? I suppose they're not pickled eggs, are they? But we can
I'm not going to do that. I got the farts, the hot sulphurous farts I got from that were terrible. Awful.
The normal egg, normal boiled egg.
With
bit of salt.
Bit of salt.
I love it.
Bit of salt. I don't mind the crisps on the side. Salt and vinegar crisps.
Yeah, salt and vinegar as well. But by the seaside, you can't eat any other crisp. It has to be salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, already salted at a push, but salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar, yeah. You don't know that prawn cocktail bullshit, do you?
Little pork pie, Arcade?
Oh, a little bit of pork pie. You don't like Branston because you don't know what's in it, do you?
I'm alright, I've gone back to it. Yeah. I've come to terms with Branston, you know what I mean?
Have you decided what's in it?
No, I ain't got a fucking clue. I think there's carrot in there.
I think a lot of it is like bits of chopped up pig's kneecap or something. Oh, crunchy stuff.
Oh, gristle from back of a bone. Yep, he's got off again now. That's another 10 years.
It's like turnip in it or something mad.
I ain't got a fucking I don't know why I don't read it.
Carrot or something.
I think it's all sorts of stuff in there. I saw an orange bit once and I thought, there is carrot in there.
Carrot. Yeah, so there's all sorts of bits and bats in a bit of Branston. I like that on a bit of pork pie.
So I like the meat of pork pie. Paste is a bit meh. But I don't like that when you get like a square of pork pie. That's a weird one, isn't it?
Square of pork pie, yeah. I think the stand pie, that's called.
Is it?
Right. Yeah, with an egg in it sometimes as well. Yeah,
I like egg, but I don't know why I don't really like it.
It's got to be a proper pork pie.
Can't be bothered with pasties anymore. Done with pasties.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm not fussed with
cheese
stuff like
pasty or fucking
steak.
No, it's just like dog food.
Yeah,
does
done it.
It is proper dog food.
Dog food, isn't it?
Greggs.
Weird, isn't it? I don't go Greggs at all.
I don't.
I stopped all that bullshit.
Do it now and again for kids, for sausage rolls. If they like the margarita pizzas from there. So now and again I'll do it for kids, but I won't eat from that.
Fucking filth,
establishment. Just how many there are. They're everywhere.
And do you know what I like that? It's going to end. It's the cult following of Greggs. It's going to wear off. People are going to go, it's not funny anymore. You know what I mean? People think, it's because what's it called? What's the cheap clothing store called?
Primark.
I think it's Primark. You can get Greggs hoodies. Greggs hoodies, Greggs shorts, full Greggs jogging outfit.
Oh, a little leisure suit. How chavvy is that? Jesus.
You can get all the fucking attire to go with it.
Oh, it's madness. And you're right, what you get?
And the people with the scales will fall from people's eyes, and they will see what they're dressed in.
But they'll turn around and sandwich shops will be all closed down. You know what I mean? That's the sin of it. A decent sandwich shop. You know what I mean? Because of fucking Greggs empire.
Best one I've been to, there was a great one in Bridlington. I still best sandwich I've ever had.
Wow.
Best sandwich I've ever had, right? It was great. It was a lovely day at the beach. Just a bit like this.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit like this. A big ham sandwich it was. But off the bone. Off the bone ham sandwich. Big bread cake, big flat, fresh baked that morning bread cake.
Flat, that's not a big area one, a nice flat bread cake.
Proper butter. And it was just a bit of salad. Just a bit of salad, not much, no mustard, no, nothing like that, no. Just crunchy salad. Quality ingredients, that's all it was. And it was a lovely day at the beach, like that big sandwich. And I still say now, best sandwich of my life.
I'd love to have that experience. Think that's the best. You know what I mean? Just that feeling. I've never had better.
Yeah, I can ask my family. I can ask my family and say, "What's the best sandwich of my life?" They'll say it's that. They know it.
They're just watching you.
Yeah, they're watching me. Well, we had this little picnic on beach. It was lovely because it was right further up Grid Beach.
Yeah.
And where they've got the big chalk.
Yes.
Big pebbles. So for people who don't know, they're at top end of Bridlington up at North Bay. There's like these big chalk pebbles, and they're about nearly a foot across. we built like a little enclosure.
Oh, nice!
All stacked like a little wall.
Yeah.
And kids
Love
run
building on a beach.
We had a little beach and little hooded tops on and stuff, and so it were blue skies, seagulls.
It's easy because you can play again and not get looked at. Doing it on your own, you get arrested. Yeah, with kids, you're probably doing all dams and that.
Yes, Jeff. Please call security. We've got ourselves a bummer up the beach. He's going to be. He's building like
he's luring kids in as we speak.
He's building like a little enclosure to lure children into it. Yeah. He's going to corral children in this little enclosure. He's crying. Yeah, he's crying. Get the nets. Yeah, so it's all
best sandwich of your life. Wow. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not expecting your picnic to sort of like overcome that.
There's some nice stuff in there.
There's some lovely stuff.
I've got no salad, no sandwiches. I feel a bit guilty.
Yeah. What do you want anything, Robot?
I want some beer.
Oh, beer. Why do you bother asking him? We ain't got any beer. Fuck off.
Yeah. What's he got in his pocket?
Nothing at all.
Oh, it's a fucking cheap bottle of fucking high commissioner scotch.
He's cocked his other pocket. Look at him rummaging around. Leave it alone, Pete. He'll drop off. Oh, whistling. Why? Oh, yeah. Look behind you, kid. Look who it is.
Oh, it's that!
Oh, look what he's nuzzling up the beach.
Oh, what's that?
It's an open box. Look inside.
Oh, it's a cake!
It's more than that, kid. It's a big fish cake.
Oh, absolutely great. Oh,
get the candles on, Pete.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Are we all ready? Get your flipper on it, light it, like the candles are lit. Here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear man. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, shall I blow the candles
out? Blow it out, kid.
Yeah. Oh, but I've been a wish and everything like that. Yeah. Oh, main wish, I just wish he's like everyone fuck off.
Yeah. Well, them two are, look. They're running down the beach.
Frisbee.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, love a bit of frisbee.
Look at him go.
Oh, it's quite a good thing that Thor's fucked off, actually.
Why? Because it's fish cake. You think he'll eat it all?
No, because I've got little... one of my little things... I have been away from the island for a week, and people may have noticed as well. And by the way, did you know what island this is?
Is it that
It's Kraken Cove! It's the podcast that shines a beacon on the bazaar, and I'm Matt.
I'm a Benny.
And yes, we didn't have an episode last week. We're having an episode this week, as you're probably listening to.
Because you fucked off to the Smoky.
Yeah, I went down to London for a week, little treat for me. And my main mission to be down there is I've got a slight obsession, and that is with the Lewis chess pieces.
We have touched on these before, haven't we?
We have, yeah. We have
very lightly.
And I'm at the moment, because I do a bit of art, so at the moment I'm actually cutting some liner cut prints of the Lewis chess pieces. I've done the Berserker, which is I like the Berserker. Started with the Queen.
Chompy teeth.
Yeah, and it's we have, like I said, we've talked about the Berserker and how the Berserker's in sort of a Viking myth kind of thing.
Oh, is it a myth?
No, it's not a myth, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, Viking legend.
Viking
legend, yeah. And they did say that the reason that they actually get the blood up to get all sort of like absolutely manic, one of the reasons they said they became like that is because they used to, before going into battle, they'd actually poison their own wives.
I've heard this. I've said it true. And they drink the wee.
yeah, that's it. So the theory is...
Fly agaric mushroom tip misses,
yeah, that's it. That fly agaric. They'd make the wife eat that. She'd completely lose it and die. But while she was dying, she'd be pissing out.
So the good stuff.
The good stuff. So, but then the pee would be like a filtered hallucinogenic, as the myth goes, or the legend goes. And they would drink their wives' piss before going into battle, and that'd send them absolutely Billy Bonk Bonks. Wow. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. I don't know if it's been tried out recently.
But that chompy teeth, he looks off his nut, doesn't he? There,
so basically, what this particular chess piece we're talking about, the Berserker, he's a warrior, and he's holding a shield in front of himself. There, he's holding a sword. There's about 4 Berserkers in the old set of chess set. And he's kind of a wild madman because he's biting his own shield with his teeth. And it looks kind of wild and mad.
Yeah,
but Berserk it actually means bear shirt. That's what a direct translation is, and they would be. That's what would be where going into battle.
No, they meant nuddy.
No, they would channel the power of the bear of going into battle, and would go wild like a bear. Well, funny because the last episode we did do was on about attacking a bear attacks, wasn't it?
The way around, yeah.
So this would be that they would almost like channel the power of the bear. So the chess pieces themselves were actually found on the island of Lewis up in Scotland.
Is it a big island? Or is it like
it's a big island, yeah. It's a big island. It's habitated. It's these people on it. It's habitated. Is that a word?
I don't know.
So, really. I lost it a bit there. You know what I mean? But it was 1831. Malcolm MacLeod, right? Callum Sprott, I think that's another name of his. I don't know what it was. He was tending his cattle on a rich farming land, right, of the island. And one of the animals wandered down to the beach, and he went to go sort of collect the animal.
Yeah.
And while he was down there on the beach itself, after a particular tide, it exposed a small stone chamber. In the chamber was a wooden box. Wow. In the wooden box was 78 elaborately carved chess pieces.
Wow.
Along with 14 other gaming pieces and a belt buckle. So when he retrieved them and pulled them up, he said they'd been hiding in that particular spot since about the 12th century. So this is a sort of like a chess set which is best wedge of 800 years old, really, maybe.
I never really thought about how old chess is, but that's crazy.
Well, a lot of people. I mean, I was down in the British Museum where they actually exhibit these pieces, and they did actually sound like they gave him a fair price for them. He got a good little wedge for these things. There's 93 pieces in total in the world. One set of them, one part of them, I think there's a good few of them down in London, which I saw. I was very, very lucky to see the largest part of them down in the British Museum. And the rest are exhibited in Edinburgh. I believe it's Edinburgh. It might not be. It might be further north. It might be further north through Inverness. So, I will look that up. But it's easily discoverable where they are, where they've been shown. The Berserker, which I've carved, is part of the Scottish contingent. The Queen, which I've carved, that is actually down in the London chess sets. So they're brilliant though. A lot of people there were saying, "Oh, it's the oldest chess set in the world," and it's not the oldest chess set in the world.
I'm sure it's like something like Arabia or something.
That's right. Yeah. It's basically the East, Near and Far East, are places where chess originated, and where and there's still examples much older and much more elaborate and beautiful chess sets in their own right. But this particular chess set, it basically boils down as a Viking chess set.
Wow.
That's what's wonderful about it, and the main material these pieces are carved from, so sorry Thor, walrus ivory.
He's in Twitch down there a little bit. He missed his shot.
Almost got robot in it.
Ooh, crikey.
So there's some of them are actually made from the teeth of sperm whales as well.
Wow.
And I don't believe in sort of like ivory of any kind.
But back in day, then it's fair game, isn't it? Not this industrial shit we do now, killing animals.
But it was back then, 12th century, and it's a lot more sort of, it's. But I mean, you've got to realise that the whaling, even using quite sort of like primitive methods, was incredibly effective in wiping out vast amounts of the whale population just on little rowboats. Sort of the 18th century, ugly business. But saying all that, one thing, if I was to own one thing, I would love to own one of these teeth. I would love to own a chest. Love to own a chest teeth.
Oh right, yeah.
And
I just want to see that.
Well, I would a sperm whale, because there's the artwork they used to do on whaling ships is called scrimshaw work.
Wow.
And they used to carve, but quite primitive, but some of it was incredibly beautiful. These sailors, when they're on the whaling ships, they could be out for years at a time.
The second bumming cabin boy, they think, let's do a bit of whittling.
Yeah, they do a bit of whittling, right? With the top bumming, they do a bit of whittling. I think can you imagine it was back end of an expedition to go out whaling. The state of everything.
I couldn't imagine it, because you'd have all like salt saws and shit, wouldn't you? Be really pagged, all your clothes in tatters and stuff.
Yeah.
No shaving, we're just like wild mental
And at
people.
what point would you be thinking, I fancy bumming that cabin boy?
Yeah.
It'd be a right state, right? But you have to chisel it off.
Right crust.
But these guys, when they weren't doing that, they would carve these very, very beautiful. They carve the teeth into beautiful artworks. Yeah. And they'd make from the bones, they'd make like little ships and toys and models and things. So when they all came back as well, they'd sell these items. So they'd make that extra bit of money off that.
Might as well if you're doing though, isn't it? There's a lot of doing.
Yeah, this is it. So it's I find it very interesting.
No telly on them boats, is there?
No telly on them boats. But I think it was roughly around the year 2000. They actually another chess piece came to light.
Right, one piece had come to light, and it was rattling round the back of somebody's, like your little drawer where telephone is in the hallway. So you got all your sort of like keys. Welsh dresser.
That's it. So you got it rattling around with one sort of keys and sort of old rubbers and drawing pins and stuff like this. You know what I mean? And they said, well, my dad's had this for years, didn't know what it was, pulled it out, and it turns out to be a Lewis chess piece.
Wow.
Went up for auction. £1 million it went for.
I bet though, especially if it went part of the set already, if it's a new piece.
And it's a bit it's a bit beat up, it's a bit battered.
Do you know what piece it was?
Yes, I think it was a knight, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I think it was a knight.
That's cool.
So I think it was so it's in a good piece as well, but not in as good shape as the other pieces. It's a little bit worn, a bit darker, it's a bit battered. But still £1 million. But I mean, so you could say that for that lost piece. But if you were to actually sort of sell them individually, you'd easily get £1 million per piece.
Wow. So
you're talking the pieces, the whole. But as a set, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? If you're to say, look, the whole thing's come up, because if you can sell it individually for £1 million each for a battered piece, for the good pieces, you probably get 150. $1.5 million for each one. So you're talking sort of like, half a...
that's a treasure, isn't it? Finding that's proper treasure. Tell you what, you've inspired me, because I've got a chess board and I had shit pieces, and through time I was legged the pieces because I was shit. But I think I've always looked at getting a new, some nice ones, but I'm going to get a fake set of that.
You can get them, you can get the Lewis chess piece, and they're very interesting to look at. They're very sort of like,
definitely. I like that.
So that's been my little birthday mission.
Well done to you, birthday boy.
Yeah, that's been my show. So I'm very pleased with that. And if you did want to have a look at my the carvings of mine, I will be having them on sale soon. On my thing, so you can
have a look. They're very, very good.
So the website for my work it's www.hooperlinercuts. So HUPA linocut.co.uk. So you
get buying, guys. They're really good.
Well, they're not for sale just yet, but they'll be for sale next week. Well, by the time this podcast's out, they'll be on sale then. So you can have a little look. Right. Have a little nosy. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm trying to help you out, Arky.
All right, cheers, man. Anyway, let's this bullshit. Let's get casting. Okay, first things first, Arcade, we've got to do a little bit of housekeeping.
Oh.
Right, and this is quite painful.
Have we got something wrong? Is it my sweariness?
You've got something right.
Whoa!
This
Wowzers! Are you sure?
Yeah, what I'm looking for, I'm going to look through the old picnic basket here, right? I'm looking for a massive slice of humble pie.
No way!
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Neither can I.
It's like my lottery moment, is it?
Yeah. So we've got Stephanie has got in touch.
Cheers, Steph.
Yeah, and she has been in touch before, but this is a particular thing. And she says, "Hi guys, I'm listening to today's podcast, and I wanted to tell Benny he's not far wrong when he says Easter is the opposite of Halloween."
Oh, Steph, I love you. Cheers, girl. Wow.
The Wheel of the Year is a calendar of Earth nature-based festivals observed by modern pagans, and believed to be based on an ancient observation of the Earth's cycle through the season and humankind's interaction with its harvesting, migration, etc.
It just makes sense. In my funny head, it makes sense.
Yes, good, there you go. On the Wheel of the Year is there's 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes and 4 cross-quarter festivals.
Wow.
So imagine they're going sort of like working like it's almost like an o'clock.
Yeah,
like an o'clock. Yeah, that's it. So before Christianity, the spring equinox would have been the main festival of spring, which would have been Easter, right?
Makes sense.
The autumn equinox falls opposite to that, which is roughly around 21st of September. And is a time to celebrate harvest of fruit, vegetables, etc. Halloween is the cross-quarter festival between equinox and the winter solstice, and falls opposite Beltane which is May Day, which is the sort of springtime of things, right?
Of course, really. Looking at it, it is May Day.
So Halloween is the opposite to spring with all its baby animals, etc. Benny, you're right.
Oh, cheers, Steph. I've got that aim.
Yeah, and she says, I'm loving the weekly podcast again. Thanks for keeping going with it. You're legends.
Oh, people. I feel like going back to my old school, like, rock off.
See, I'm not...
That's one thing, Ben. Is enough? It's enough.
Is it enough in the scuffle? There you go.
Oh, I feel really good there. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Here we are, you see, here we are in the opposite of Halloween.
I can feel it. All un-Halloweeny. Feel good. Sun shining. Daffodils are out.
Yeah, that's it. So there you go. That's quite a nice.
Oh, it's very good, is that? Thanks for your time, Steph. Yeah. Hello. Birthday cakes, picnics, and I'm right.
And the other thing I needed to ask about was, I don't know if it fits into this, your wild, have you had some wild shenanigans or something?
Oh, I had a good weekend. A weekend of Vice, kid. I don't normally do it. I stayed away from the working girls. You want that part of it, but I tried to tick all the other boxes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Me and Mum, I got right into gambling for like 4 days.
Oh.
Well, I saw it.
I wonder why you weren't wearing a shirt.
Well, it started, I did a free bet, and sometimes you do a free bet, you get 30 quid free bets. And I lost the bet, but I got my 30 quid.
Of course, yeah.
And then I was sat on the docks, and this kid comes next to me, going, "Oh, bloody hell, Lassie just rang, she's got like an Aintree or something, she's got the last 3 horses right, you know, son's give her some tips." They still had a full day to go. I'm like, wow, I'm jumping on this bandwagon, put my free bets on, and that lost it all. I'm like, bollocks. I thought, I really wanted to bet on Saturday night because there's a boxing match going on. I thought, God, where am I going to get some free cash from? I thought, right, National, you know what I mean? So I got... This is honestly, this is proper. So got National. 1.5 hours.
So solar kid.
Kidnapped someone for a little bit. Got the national paper. 1.5 hours spread betting 20 quid over this. I mean, you should see it. It's this mess of weird. I can't remember. I've got a clean word for it. It was ridiculousness. Put my money on them back. £9.50 back. I got £20 and then my profit was £9.50. So I put my £20 back in my bank and I spread bet £9.50 on this big Chinaman fighting this big English bloke. I mean, he's massive.
Big Chinaman.
Massive Chinaman, cannonball hands, you know what I mean? Big bang zang. And I've always fancied him. I've seen him in training about a year ago. He looked pretty fat, but I saw him looking lean the other day, and I thought, you ain't going to walk over that man. Yeah. And he like 100 to 1 odds and shit, you know what I mean? What? And I felt it all the way, maybe. I put me £9 spread bet it across and that, and I got it in, I think it stopped in 6, and I got 135 quid back. And all that drunk and spent it all on Amazon before morning. What? Got holiday clothes. I'm going on holiday soon. Yeah. And then I'm out of it. I'm not doing a gambling for 10 years again. My weekend of Vice.
This is bizarre.
It's good, isn't it, though? Yeah. 135 quid. I knew it, Matt. I knew it. But I'm not going to get giddy because gambling's
can't wait to see your holiday clothes.
Japanese streetwear. Don't know why I did it. Totally like a teenager would wear. Proper weird Japanese shit. I don't know, I woke up in the morning like, oh God, what did I do Japanese afterwards? What did I do? And I'm looking at Amazon, what the fuck is this? Japanese streetwear.
Come out like a little schoolgirl.
Honestly, it's weird stuff. It just doesn't suit my age at all. I ain't got it yet. It looks crazy. I'll send you a photo.
I did that with those boots I bought recently.
Oh yeah, those really boots. Back to the Future boots you got. Yeah. Have you dared wear them yet?
Yeah, I wore them all weekend.
Did you? Yeah. Were they comfy?
Very comfy, yeah, but I still felt a bit weird.
Did you? A bit too flash.
Bit space.
Yeah.
They're not Island, they're not Cove.
Too spacey. It's going to his heads, isn't it?
I know, fucks. What is?
Getting no fucking... Except for Steph living. We've got one listener.
You've got a listener,
We've got
that's
Steph.
So you're dressing like a Japanese teenager. I've got some fucking moon boots.
Midlife crisis match.
Now this has been covered quite a few places. Gonna have to fucking cover it, kid.
Well, let's do it. I don't know what it is, but
you do. Suck my tongue.
Oh!
So for those of you who've actually been living under a rock, or just wisely don't watch TV as much or the news or anything like that, basically what's happened has been this little incident where the Dalai Lama, bless his cotton socks, has been one of these little blessings and one of his little sort of things where meet and greet kind of thing. And he's there, and these little lads come up to say hello and meet. I mean, massive deal, meeting the Dalai Lama, that's a massive deal. The Dalai Lama's proceeded to kiss him on the lips. Then he sticks his tongue out and says and invited the child to suck his tongue. This is an 87-year-old man, and he's invited this child. Now, I've watched the footage again and again of this. Right?
I haven't seen it. I can't watch. Is he doing it dirty? Because I'm not watching it thinking, well, it's a mistake, it's a cultural thing, something's happened, he's been seeking. Is he proper, like, darting it out sexy and that?
First of all, so I'll give you the run-through. So this little kid comes up and they're sort of doing, I think they've got like hands together, a little prayer sort of thing like this, right?
I'm going to have to watch it.
So as you can see what he's doing. Right.
Fucking just looking at him.
Oh, there we go. Everyone's applauding.
Yeah, they're loving it. He's stroking the kid. He held him quite a long time there. It's not enough. He's touching him again.
Yeah, let's get
suck my tongue. He's really going in for it.
Yeah.
Why? What the?
It ain't funny.
It ain't funny.
He's enjoying himself as the Dalai.
He's touching him very.
So he's basically got hold of this kid. A bit strokey with this kid.
Yeah, getting hold of him.
He's got hold of this kid. He's procured a child. He pulls him close. He does like a little head touch sort of thing. He's obviously giving him some sort of blessing. He said he's going to give him a kiss, but then he sort of says, invites him to suck his tongue. The Dalai Lama then sticks his tongue out and goes in. And obviously, if that kid went in to suck his tongue, Dalai Lama was going to have an absolute tongue suck.
And he starts leaning towards the kid because the kid's like, what? I don't really know. And he's like getting closer and closer.
The kid's trying to pull away.
Yeah. Oh, what was if the kid just gobbled that tongue up? You know what I mean? What would have been next to that kid?
Can you imagine really sensually? He just starts doing it. And little kid just leans in, just opens up rubs, starts squeaking Dalai Lama's nip.
Big nip rings on and stuff. Like, what?
And you're thinking, everyone goes quiet in the whole world. Oh my god. They're copping off. He's copping off with the kid. So what? Right. So you've seen the video now. So you've seen the video of him.
That was sexual. That was fucking sexual.
What for you? What for him?
I loved it. His tongue, like a little lizard, wasn't it?
He definitely wanted his tongue sucking. But the issue is, I mean, with him, you see, with the Dalai Lama, he said he's done a few controversial things. You know what I mean? He's a bit of. He's not. There's no such thing as like a fully squeaky clean kind of religious leader of any kind, because he's with great power comes great corruption,
great nonsense.
Well, he does, because you're getting everything you want. If you just turn around and just ask for anything, and people just lean over and give you it, and you're just thinking, oh well, you know what, I'll just take. You know. You know,
what's he been up to though? Has he? You reckon he's been at it years?
I don't think so. He's been saying stupid stuff.
Yeah,
you know, he's a little bit like with immigration in Europe. He said sort of like some controversial stuff about that. You know, but saying like
he's out of touch with the Western times.
Well, he's out of touch with anything. I mean, again, at what point is he going to be in touch? I always remember one time I was told by somebody who they'd worked with a load of nuns at one point, right?
It sounds juicy.
No, and they'd had to go on a shopping trip, right? And they came away absolutely heads were completely blown, and they came back and said, "You won't believe what I've seen. We've been down a supermarket called Morrison's, and they have these little carts, and they have a wheel on each corner, and you put food in your cart, and you wheel these little things around and fill them with food.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
God.
And that's the thing. Because they're religious, they're out of touch.
Yeah.
And they're not taking part in the real world or real life, anything that's going on at all. So, and you can argue about them being pure and spiritual, or just completely naive.
It is though, isn't it? You need some like junkie ex-murderer to preach you good, don't you? You can't. You know
what, like Nicky Cruz?
I want them with gats and everything. You know what I mean? I want some like Snoop Doggy Dog talking about goodness. You know, not someone who's just lived on Craggy Island all their life. It's like they don't know anything, do
they? They don't.
Except for some weird little perversion they've been playing at for a few
years.
I
mean, that's the thing where you know, because in the isolation, odd things occur. I mean, this is again like Michael Jackson. I mean, in his weird little isolation, he becomes obsessed down the wrong path.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be worldly wise. You've got to be a bit in touch with stuff. You know, you can't be naive to sort of like things that are going on. People say, "Oh, I don't like to look at this. I don't like to look." Like, fair enough, yeah. But you've got to be aware.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to know. You can't pretend it's not there because it is there.
Yeah.
All right, choose not to look, fair dues, but
that's
knowledge.
That's like ignoring some sort of like really nasty lump in it.
Yeah.
Well, that'll go away on its own.
Oh no, it won't.
Yeah, this is it. You got to keep your own stuff. And basically, the lump we're looking at is the Dalai Lama sat there inviting a child to suck his tongue. He's got it wrong, hasn't he?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, why has he done it so publicly? That's just such an odd. Or you just thinking, I've hit gold here. This kid'll do out. You know what I mean?
I just think he's just used to play asking for what he wants. I think he was partially trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But he's funny. As we all know, you don't do shit like that.
Oh, sucking on an 85-year-old man's tongue. Oh, fucking hell! How much? Oh, there's a price there for all of us.
Oh, can you imagine? I bet it tastes like fucking tomato soup.
Oh, I'm thinking more coffee.
Coffee.
Tomato soup. Oh, you monster. Oh, that's that off the menu forever. Oh, bowl full of Dalai Lama. Oh,
just viling it.
Oh, God.
And
it's spoiled Tibet. You know, Buddhism. You just think. It's the best out of bunch, isn't it, really? You got.
Do you know, I disagree.
Oh, you fucking would, wouldn't you?
Do you know what I don't like about Buddhism? Is it's this. It basically comes down to saying do no.
Yeah, I love it. It suits me well. As soon as I read Buddhism, I'm like, yep, I knew I was right.
What happens if it turns and says, no, golf's too much like hard work. You need to just sit and stare a bit more.
Well, you need a rest in between rounds.
And you're not allowed all your little treats, though, are you? Oh. A rest in between rounds.
I'm getting good at it, mate, honestly.
But you're not allowed to do it in Buddhism. You just got.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm going to become a full Buddhism, but I like the angle to it, like it ain't really here, and you know what I mean? It's like a dream within a dream, innit? You know what I mean? That suits it.
Do you know what it is? It's Billy bullshit.
All these.
Yeah, I know it is. That's why I don't like it.
But at least like Dalai Lama can do kung fu and shit. You know, priest can't
really.
I don't think he can at all.
No, he can't do any
of
that shit. He just sits around and lets kids suck his tongue while he wanks off.
So I think back at my time as a monk, thinking, what were I sucking?
Yeah.
I remember now.
How's your eyes?
Yeah. I was nutty in front of them all. I had to strip off at the beginning when they shaved me.
So let me just say, right, so you're nuddy in front of a load of Thai monks, right?
Load of Thai and children.
You have to shave your bollocks?
No, I asked him that because he...
What, if he could?
Well, I had to sit on this shitty plastic chair. Basically, none of them could speak English. They said, take your clothes off. So I took my clothes off, stood bollock naked in front of them.
Did they like your doodle?
They're all looking at it. 20 below, and I didn't hide it, you know, like you feel like cuffing it. I'm like,
give a little tongue to give it.
No, I was just thinking, look at my duck eggs, they're quite impressive pair, you know what I mean? I wouldn't seen out like that before.
Look at that.
And then I sat on this plastic little.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Sat on this shitty plastic chair, and he just wet shaved my head with his fucking razor. Then he did my eyebrows, and I'm looking.
But they're all pissing themselves.
I wasn't ready for eyebrows, and I looked at him and looked down, and all kind of all tidy down there anyway, but there were a bit there, and I looked at him and he said no, and he just like nodded his head. You know
so basically, you said to this monk who just shaved your eyebrows off, what we're going to do with that lot down there?
And he said, he went, no, I'm not touching
you dirty
that.
bastard.
Tell me all day with them plums. Yeah, but I didn't have to suck on. They're fully nutty. Then I put my orange robes on and that with that.
And off you went.
Yep. Did a bit of tidying up, bit of fucking brushing and that.
Find out you're a monk.
Yeah. Had a whale of a time.
Yeah. No, like I say, but it's not for me. I see Buddhism as just tapping out. I see any organised religion who giving stuff up that's it's bullshit. You know, I don't mind being religious, as in people praying for stuff or whatever, or believing in the God. Fine, just crack on and do it. You don't need to be organised. You don't need to give money to an organisation. You don't need to be part of something to be religious. You know, you don't need to believe in that guy over there, what he's telling, because that guy over there's got an agenda.
Exactly, tongue sucking.
The only thing I'll go with, as far as like the Buddhist religions, is about wandering lonely. He says, but do you know what it is? He always says wander lonely as a cloud, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's? It's not wander lonely as a cloud.
Oh.
Do you know what it is?
What is it?
It's a rhinoceros. The Buddhists say wander lonely as a rhinoceros.
That's pretty cool, man.
Because the rhino, he's doing his little thing.
Is he always alone and they don't come in packs?
No, you don't have a pack. No, that's quite alright. Pack of rhinos, the rhino is a solitary animal.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like a bit of solitude, though. I don't like being alone. I like it.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the only thing we'll take away from Buddhism, is you don't suck the tongue.
Yeah.
And you wander lonely as a rhinoceros.
Sometimes it's nice sucking the tongue. If it's the right tongue, I'll give it a suck.
Will you? What's your favourite tongue to suck if you had to suck anyone's tongue?
Let me have a little think. Oh God, no, but no.
Columbo.
I can't go down that one. No, no, I suck Columbo's tongue if he asked me. If he was still alive and he died out, I'd be like,
I thought it might have been Quincy.
Leave Quincy out of this. You should see his boat, that bar his ears. Oh, let's crack.
You want to fuck him?
I don't want to fuck him.
You said you were going to bump Quincy.
If I had to do anybody, one, he's a medical doctor, isn't he? He's going to be he's going to be clean. And he's got a really nice fucking houseboat. And the bar he drinks, it's like Cheers in the bar. You know, it's like on the coast. It's like a seaside kind of bar that him and his mates hang around.
So that if you had to
make a day out of it. I'm not just a one bam kind of guy. He's got to make an effort.
I want to watch all of it, the whole day. I just want to watch it all. Drinks and everything.
We might have a mystery as well, because he's like a sleuth, isn't he? You know what I mean? So we might have a nice mystery in the morning and then chill out at bar.
Vigorous anal.
Yeah. Back on houseboat. And grit my teeth.
Right, well, there you go.
Oh, wow. What are we talking about? What are we doing?
Right, I've got a bone to pick. Not with you.
Okay.
But with our nearest competitor.
Oh!
I said nearest. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people, if they listen to this, they might listen to that as well, which is basically the last podcast on the left.
All right, yeah.
And the reason... I mean, it's this week's episode, or last week's episode, which I listened to, fair play to them. You know, they do a good job in some stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
when they get it right, they get it completely right.
Yeah, they are. Recently, last week they did not get it right.
Yeah.
Because just to cast our mind back on the old Kraken Cove, we covered a guy who was completely Billy Bonks.
Yeah, bless him.
Everything he sees, everything he looks at, everything about his whole life, he sort of says, there's aliens there. I've seen aliens. I've been abducted 60 times. Everything is... I'd like to say he's deluded, but he's not. He's a liar.
Wow.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah. I think he's deluded. I think he's sort of he's. No, so this is what I want to go into. So this guy is a guy called Russ Kellett. Now, we've covered him on the Cove before because he was seeing all sorts of bullshit off the coast of Firely.
Yeah, that's it, Firely, that fucking balloon thing, that dolphin balloon.
Everything he saw, there was basically a balloon had escaped from seafront. He saw this balloon flying past. He said, it's an alien craft.
Flying man, he's going to stay.
Well, that's a different event with that, Flying Man. The Flying Man, he thought he'd seen the Flying Man, he thought he'd seen this. He's claims to have been an alien super soldier, does this guy. He's been abducted 60 times to fight in these alien wars. He has fought the reptilians, he's fought dragon races, he's had to wear this special super suit and fire ray guns at the reptilians.
And he just looks like a taxi driver, doesn't he? When he's
the taxi driver, if he's lucky. That's the thing. Now, what I find interesting, my little bit of research I've been doing recently as well in him, right, he's claimed to have a few different jobs. He's a writer now, he writes about all this. He claims he's a businessman. A lot of people say, Russ Kellett, 60-year-old businessman, you know what I mean? And I have checked into the business records, and he does own a business. He's sort of like, he's sort of registered as a
helium balloon dealer.
Well, no, but I mean, if you were to... say to fly now, dolphin specialty. But if you were, so you can register anywhere as a businesman, as a business owner, as a businessman, and you can say I have a business, and it could be sort of like Benny Incorporated. You know what I mean, that'd be your business. Then you'd be a businessman. That's as far as he's gone. He's full of shit, really. You know what I mean? And but the thing that gets me is after all this guy's claims that he's written books about being abducted, about fighting super soldiers. He's written a book called E.T. Rider instead of Easy Rider. But claiming when he was young, because he's massively into motorbikes and this guy, so he's claimed like all the time he's tried to be abducted, things have come at him. He's escaped on his motorbike, escaped from aliens on his motorbike. He's created this mad fantasy world of himself. Weirdly enough, a lot of the incidents that happened in his life early on happened about 3 miles from here.
All right.
There's loads of it occurred in Bradford and the area around there, Fackley, Idle,
they did mention a lot of hills around here.
Yeah, that's it. Bingley, Buildon Moor, all that sort of stuff. All these sort of like areas around here, where he's claimed all this mad alien action's gone on. Right? And I don't like to be the guy who just says it didn't happen, right? But it didn't happen.
It certainly didn't.
Because he's a fantasist.
Yeah.
Now, we've been fortunate enough of me and Benny to work with fantasists before.
I've got to say, the one big one wasn't the back in day.
Yeah, that's it. And I've written about him before as well. He goes under them in my books and narrating it as Scorcher.
Yeah.
Right. And this guy, he would just come out with some fucking spectacular
My quick one was, I stood in garden other day, planes above me circling round. I'm like, what's up, pal? Pilot leans out a fucking window and says, "Where's Leeds and Bradford Airport?" I'm like, that way, pal, you can't go wrong. Flies off. And it's like a jumbo jet, and someone stood there talking to you, and he's been serious.
I know, but what about next day?
What? Oh, he comes back and says thank you, doesn't he?
No, he says, so next day, I'm laid in garden, enjoying sun on deck chair, right? And I hear this bang, I heard something land next to me, right? Right, I looked up, right? And I see this guy, this pilot on jumbo jet circling above us again, right? And he says, "Cheers, mate, thanks for that." Walk down on garden, box of chocolates.
He's saying it to you, and at first you think, you're taking piss, and you think, oh my God, you're not, you are delusional, you. But what is it? Is it like, do they believe it themselves, and they're just thinking that thick people are believing him, or
I think his wires crossed in his head between reality and fantasy. So he's created this idea in his head. I mean, it's like when he said he went out for a bike ride. I mean, this guy smoked. He smoked more than he breathed. Didn't he? He would just absolutely riddled with nicotine. And he reckoned, I went out for a bike ride last night. I went out with a push iron because I used to cycle to work and back on a bike, and he used to, I did a bit of cycling. And I said, I went out for a bike ride all the day, bloody hellfire, just after tea sort of thing. Anyway, and I got a bit carried away, Anyway, next thing you know, sign up and it says bloody Scotland 5 miles away.
Carried away.
I better turn round.
Oh, weirdo.
And he also, another one he reckoned me is, where, what's that pub called? Cardigan Arms, right? And he said he reckoned on there some in 60s he were getting pissed up in Cardigan Arms, you know what I mean? And he'd have a few beers. It was a Sunday just before work, and band were playing in corner, right? And he says, and there were about 5 or 6 of us in, you know, and this band playing. He said, anyway, halfway through set, they packed up, we'd had enough, you know what I mean? They thought, fuck it, this ain't going to work. Could hear them talking, say, that's it, we've had it now, that's it, we're all done. And I went up to him and says, listen, lads, don't give in like that. You've got talent, you've got ability, and you just got to stick at it. You'll go places, you will. Just don't break up, just give it a bit more of a chance. They were the Beatles.
He were fishing on fucking Brid once. He's I've got a big one, I've got a bit, I pulled it, I'm fucking hell, it's a massive, pulled it. World War II Spitfire. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this one guy would come up with this shit to our faces.
Yeah.
But this is what Russ Kellett is doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Russ Kellett is coming up with these ideas and these stories, and his mind is the monkey in his head has been given free rein.
Yeah.
And it's saying like it's saying to Russ, it's saying, Russ, people listen to us, so no matter what we say, they're going to believe you, and you're getting attention. Off you go. Whee! And that's what
he's getting attention on full bloody half an episode about him and his delusions.
So this is my issue. This is my issue is that the last podcast on the left, right, which is one of the most established of the old.
Are we starting a fight here?
I think we'd win.
I'll take the big goon, you take the little ones.
And I just think that they're not scraping the bottom of the barrel, because I know they're doing a few sort of smaller episodes because they're coming up to something a bit bigger.
It was just an odd choice to go down that road when we were just did it in 5 minutes and laughed at not his mental illness, but just how much Billy bullshit he can spout in his lifetime.
Yeah. So this guy, he's not an alien super soldier. They're going through this one investigation, which is actually a very interesting investigation. If they'd gone down the right path.
No, because that is really, it's just such a good story, that one in Wales.
Yeah, it's
really well documented.
Berry Mountain one. Yeah, really well documented. Loads of strange stuff happened. Men in Black scenarios.
Yeah.
Loads of stuff. They didn't. They chose to just follow this one loon's mad delusions.
Yeah.
But even then, if you listen to the show, they don't follow his whole thing on that episode. It's just like he was like, oh yeah, I were there. Me and Robbie Williams were fighting aliens.
Robbie Williams bit were.
But then I've looked at other things that Russ Kellett's been on. Oh, he has been on all the episodes for things.
Has he?
He has been on loads, all the things. He's spoken to American journalists. All the
so they mentioned you were on Coast to Coast.
He's been on Coast to Coast. You name the sci-fi thing that he's been linked to, this fucker has done it.
Wow.
Now, so for example, if we decide to be dishonest now, if we decided to claim between us we've seen loads of shit, got our stories,
we live on a fucking island.
Yeah,
yeah, let's say we went down that road.
Well, you fucking asked to, all right?
Oh, Frisbee, give it back.
Well, you've got me with trousers down there.
Soldiers out.
I look alright, plummed, don't I? But you know, if we were to sort of say we're being abducted, or come up with some alien stuff, right, and just go on about, I mean, absolutely double down, really double down, and stick to it, grit our teeth, and say this happened.
Yeah.
You know, we could be on all the shows.
Maybe that's our bridge. Do you want me to do it? Might be
we got a way out.
Let me have a little think about it. Let's park that for a while. Let me have a little think.
So this is why I'm saying I'm pulling up the show and I'm thinking, listen, because there's a lot of similarities with their side stories that they do.
What we do.
So they kind of put through a few sort of like.
We did start ours before they started side stories.
We were first. We were first.
They did the podcast first, but side stories.
And also because they've got an editor, their show comes out just about a smidge before ours. So it's like, you fuckers. Anyway, but it's like so. Yes, I think the bang out of order by actually going about Russ Kellett. The man is borderline either just full of shit or mentally
ill. But thank them for some great episodes. There's some really great stuff. But Henry's got to stop burp talking. Have you noticed that when he does a burp and he carries on talking?
Oh, no.
He does it, and once you hear it, you'll never not do it. But you got to pack that in, pal. I don't know.
There we go. That's it.
Ran over.
They ran over. So next out of the picnic hamper arcade, we've got a little thing I wanted to talk about, which is a little fella called Travis. Travis? He's a little monkey.
Oh, Travis the monkey.
Travis the monkey, yeah. You know what I mean? But the monkey's a chimpanzee. But this is a chimpanzee who has got a fairly decent life, got about 14 years old, you know what I mean? But he was a TV star.
Wow. So
this is a hard-working little chimpanzee, right? He's been
on?
He was on adverts for Coca-Cola at one point. He did that. He played on an American show, the Maury Povich Show, and the Man Show, which is a comedy program. So he played on a couple of comedy shows as well. He's in loads of little things like that, you know what I mean? And he's one of these chimpanzees who's very good at kind of like
acting.
Yeah, that kind of malarkey, you know what I mean?
Cool.
But I think he was sort of like not born to it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he was actually born to sort of like Susie and Coco with his parents.
Right.
But they were imported from Africa, right? Sometime in the 70s. So it's when things were a bit, they were wild. It's a bit it's not really great, that sort of thing, right? But they eventually was taken in by the Missouri Chimpanzee Sanctuary. So these chimpanzees were having a bit of a tough time of it. They were eventually taken in by a nice little sort of sanctuary.
A retirement home for monkeys.
A retirement home for monkeys, that kind of thing, right? So, but eventually there's Sandra and Jerome Herold purchased Travis for $50,000.
Wow!
This is how much chimpanzees.
An old chimp as well, past his sell by.
Oh no! He was born at the sanctuary from Susie and Coco there. So when he was born, but he was only 3 days old when he was taken away.
That's tight.
It's too early. It's that sort of stuff. But apparently, the reason they do it.
They don't know mam and they don't miss them.
That's it. It becomes a lot more sort of bonded to humans. It becomes about permanent. It becomes much easier. It's all like
makes sense.
And it's not right. You don't make it right, but it does make sense. You know. But the kind of the Sandra and Jerome Herold basically brought Travis up as their baby. You know what I mean? They put little
nappies on him, don't they?
Yes, so they named the chimpanzee after Sandra's favourite singer, Travis Tritt, a country and western singer. Cool. You know. And they lived in North Stamford, Connecticut, right? And Travis was their constant companion. And they go shopping at the town with him and everything like this.
Chimp, is that safe?
Well, he's only a baby chimp to start with, you know what I mean? So it's like, so they owned a trucking company, right? And Travis would pose for photos at the shop and ride with the tow truck. And he'd be buckled in with a seatbelt. He'd wear a baseball shirt.
Oh.
So he was well known around town and people sort of knew him and all that sort of stuff.
Then he did his movie gigs and all that sort of stuff.
He was working as well, he was doing that kind of thing, right?
Busy chimp.
But he sort of settled into the house quite nicely.
Yeah.
So Travis could open doors using keys. He'd dress himself on the morning. Get up and get dressed in the morning.
Get up and get dressed.
Get up and get dressed, right? He'd go around, and his jobs included watering the plants around the house, right? Feeding the horses.
What the fuck?
Right? And he'd eat at the table with the rest of the family and occasionally enjoy a glass of wine.
I want a house monkey.
Yeah. So he was also fond of ice cream, right? And as a result of his enjoyment of ice cream, he'd learn the times that the passing ice cream trucks had come about.
Wow.
And he'd be waiting for the ice cream truck so he could wait for an ice cream.
Well,
right?
his wage and that, I'm paying for it myself.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is it. But he also knew how to log onto a computer, look at pictures.
Wow!
All right, he knew how to work the remote control on the TV.
God.
Right, and he'd also clean his teeth with what's called a water pick. So that's the thing he used to, like a special thing to clean his teeth. So rather than using a brush.
What you were watching on? What pictures? You like straight on Animal Planet or something? What are you watching on?
Monkey porn or something like that. Bonobos, that's it.
Yeah. You never know, but that's
it. Yes, he was intelligent enough to do that, right? He really enjoyed watching baseball.
Wow.
On TV. Really really interested in that, right? And but he also every now and again they'd let him drive the car.
While he's drinking his glass of wine. What are they doing? Can't do that.
Yeah, but apparently Sandra and Jerome did have a child as well of their own. But sadly the child died in a car accident. Right?
Were he driving? Chimp drive your baby about.
Drive your baby about a glass of wine, don't go to about 85 mile an hour.
Still looking at animal porn and that on his fucking phone. You losing it, Travis?
What are you doing for, you silly bollock? Oh no. But as a result of this child dying, and then Jerome died of cancer in 2004 as well. So kind of after that, I think Sandra sort of like really piled all her attention on the chimpanzee then. So Travis got all the attention. They became extremely close because of that. Not in a weird way.
Yeah.
You know, she wasn't sucking the tongue or anything like that, right? Sandra started sleeping with Travis.
All right.
So, but it was like he was sort of, they used to bath together as well.
Oh, you don't want to get in a bath with a monkey. That's disgusting.
Yeah, so she got really close. With the chimp,
do you think she's got close?
No, I don't.
All right.
I think basically she was doting
on it, like you say.
That's it. That's basically what happened. You know what I mean? But then in 2003, Travis escaped.
Oh.
Right, and he held up traffic at a busy intersection, and he was on the loose for several hours. So he was running around, right? And the incident began when a pedestrian threw an empty bottle at the car that went through a partially opened window, and it hit Travis. Right?
What were he driving car again? What's going on?
So he packed it in reverse,
ran him over.
Right. So he was a passenger. So
they got him again. So they're taking him home or something.
No. So he's not driven off. It's not fucking going down shops. I'm just off down Walmart, Sandra. What are you getting? Bananas. Loads of bananas. But I mean, it's basically what's happened. He's been a passenger in car as Travis, right? Driving along. Somebody's chucked a fucking bottle at the car. It's gone through the window. Hit Travis in Grinner on it, right?
Yeah.
He's not been happy about this. So he's unbuckled his seatbelt, climbed out of the car, and chased the bloke, right?
Wow.
But he didn't catch him, luckily, right? So then the police arrived, and they tried to lure the chimpanzee into the car a few times, only to have Travis let himself out the other door, then go around again. So he were too smart for him, right? So, but I think this led to them sort of actually the area sort of passing a law saying like sort of certain animals of a certain weight, which is 50 kilos. I think they're 50 pounds, which is 23 kilos. You've got to apply for a permit for it because I think they realise you've got to be a little bit careful. You know what I mean? And I think we did sort of like. Travis was 200 pound in weight, 91 kilos.
How much are you? I'm crap with that.
I bet it's about the same weight as me. So, yeah. But as we all know,
chimp strength.
With chimp strength, and I do not have chimp strength. I barely have human strength at the moment. But you see, I mean, you've got to realise that this chimp loved, you know, Sandra, the owner, and everything like that. You know, everything was good with that. And until February 2009.
Oh dear.
And this is when Travis attacked Sandra Herald's 55-year-old friend.
Whoa. This isn't the one with that phone call, is it?
Yes.
Oh no! Travis!
This is the one. So basically what had happened was... right, Travis, they're just having an ordinary day, right? And her friend, which is Charla Nash, she's 55-year-old, Sandra's friend. She'd been round, and what had happened, she'd changed her hairstyle, so she looked a little bit unfamiliar to Travis, the hairstyle. But then Travis had decided he was going to go for a drive, right? So he got the car keys, and he ran his way out the house with Travis, right? So they thought, oh, you can't be off down to shops right now, Travis. You know what I mean? This is a bit silly. You know, you need to come back in. So Charla Nash came out of the house, and she thought, what I'll do is I'll tempt Travis back into the house with his favourite toy, which is a Tickle Me Elmo toy.
Oh, nice.
Right. So anyway, Travis looks on. He's got car keys. Obviously, he's ready to go for a spin, right? And he looks around and he sees Charla Nash looking unfamiliar, holding his favourite toy.
Jesus, drinking out of a bottle of water. Rage.
He lost his shit to the absolute nth degree, did Travis, right?
Wow.
He reportedly flew into a rage and just went for her, right? The same, but the hairstyle and everything like that, just sort of like it completely lost him, right? So he just went completely Billy Bonk Box, right, and attacked her.
Straight to 100.
Yeah, went to 100 straight away, right? While he's attacking Charlotte, Sandra's trying to get her off. Everything's kicking off like mad, you know what I mean? But he's well, as he says,
determined monkey.
Determined monkey. Yeah, he's just going for it. She's screaming. After a little while, she was just passed out because the assault was just so fucking awful, right?
Well, he beating her like proper, like beat.
He beat her first, and then went at it with his teeth. And his hands, right? Now, this is something I'll cover in a little sec as well, right? So what they actually did, she went to go try and get her, so basically Sandra Harold then tried to get the chimp off her friend, right? Who's laid out. This monkey, the chimp is doing fuck all. It's not getting. He's just so sort of like, so she's hitting him on the head, right?
And he's still carrying on attacking.
Then she went and got a shovel. Wow. And started braying the chimp to get him off with a shovel. Like nothing happened. She went back indoors to the kitchen, got a butcher's knife, and started stabbing Travis with a butcher's knife. Right? She said, did Sandra Harold? She said, for me to do something like that, put a knife in was like putting a knife in myself. She said the chimp turned round as if to say, "Mom, what did you do?" Right?
Oh my God, this is so disturbing.
And then the animal grew angrier. Right. At this point, she believed her mate was dead. So Sandra Harold, she retreated to a car and locked herself in the car. Right, and that's when she dialed 911. That's when you can hear the chimp going absolutely fucking batshit. Right?
Listen to that footage, guys. It is rough.
Yeah, and she's pleading with him, screaming. She's saying, "He's eating her. He's eating her." Right.
What's the problem there?
It's killing my friend.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
The police come with a gun. He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He tried to attack me. Please.
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way.
Please, hurry up. He's killing our girlfriend.
241 Rock Raymond Road. They're saying someone has a gun and trying to kill somebody.
Hurry up.
They're on the way, but I need you to give me more information. Who's doing this?
With guns.
Who has the gun?
Now bring the guns. You gotta kill this chimp.
What's the problem there?
Hurry up.
I need you to talk to me. I need you to calm down. Why do you need somebody there?
What? Please, Gus.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
Dead, my chimpanzee. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
So emergency service turned up. They had to wait for police to come first. They got there before the actual police, so they had to wait. And when they arrived, Travis headed towards the police car, tried to open a locked passenger door, and it smashed a side view mirror. So it smacked the window. Right?
Going Grand Theft Auto.
Right, but the lock on that side, whipped round to the driver's side straight away. Did Travis got the door open because he knows what he's doing. Right at this point, Frank Chiaffrey shot him 4 times with his service pistol. Travis retreated to the house where he was found dead next to his cage.
Oh, his little hairy body getting a knife stuck in it, getting shot.
This is it.
Wow.
This woman, when she saw eventually the surgeons or the medics got to a friend, right? So they actually got to Sandra, got to Charlie Nash, 55-year-old Charlie Nash. They got to her, right? She underwent 7 hours of surgery just to stabilise her, right? The paramedics on the site noted that she had lost her hands, nose, eyes, lips, and most of her facial bone, and a significant part of her brain tissue.
Oh God! He took her hands.
It had eaten her hands and eaten all her face, and was on the process of it. Eating the way through the face, right?
Oh wow!
She survived.
Oh yeah, thanks. When there were no eyes and no hands. That's awful.
When they actually did an autopsy on Travis, they discovered he had Xanax in his system, right?
He had drugged up monkey on wine, driving.
Well, he did.
You got tattoos?
Well, what they discovered was, right, it says that the chimp was overweight as well. So basically this chimp had been... I don't think she'd actually intended, Sandra Herold had not intended to be this bad with it. But it's tantamount to abuse. She'd basically given these, like a medication, sedatives to this monkey, right? She'd been treating it like a mad child that she lived with and slept with, right? She's got this mad close thing. It's a spoiled brat of a chimp, you know.
Oh,
Ruled the roost, allowed to do what he wants, had no rules whatsoever. He thought he was king of the hill, you know, and he was in that house.
And the temper, like you said, when he didn't get his own way.
Didn't get his own way, you know. But eventually, they did manage to transplant a new face onto Charla.
Where did he get a face from? Travis! Well, might as well use it. It's fresh. What's up with monkey head?
Don't tell her. Here's a mirror. Have a look. Surprise, surprise.
I'm planning like Galen out planet Earth. What the fuck? How do that? Fuck's sake.
I've got some weird urge to drink loads of wine.
Carrying on alarming.
So obviously through all this, you know, they'd had face transplant. So what the person that they find for the face or hand transplants, what they find is basically people freshly dead kind of thing, who've agreed to actually organ donation, that kind of malarkey, you know. But if you'd agreed to that, think about the agreement. I mean, can you imagine if I didn't know you'd gone for organ donation, I could be walking down the street and see a woman with your face.
Because it wouldn't look right, would it?
Oh, it look all slack and wonky.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have like a proper expression. It just looks like a baggy face on a face.
Oh, God, but she's got no eyes.
Yes.
No hands or eyes.
No hands, eyes, basically. Can you imagine waking up after that? So what you'd know is you're trying to tempt a tickle me Elmo, trying to tempt the car keys off a chimp, right? Next thing it's flown at you, battered you. You've basically passed out with it screaming. You've woken up, you can't see out. Oh, what happened? I feel awful. You've had your hands and your face eaten by a fucking chimpanzee.
What did he do that with hands? I know the face.
Monkey strength, dude.
You can imagine it chomping on head, you know what I mean?
The weird claims is, all that went, right, she still claims, right, does Sandra Herold, right, she claims that it can't have done that much damage somehow, because it didn't have teeth.
Oh, it did all that?
So
without
I don't know how
teeth?
the fuck it went. Well, there is a thing I've heard before about with chimpanzees, that one of the first things to go for is like the face.
Yeah.
Either trying to destroy something like either humanity or a living side.
This is what fucking Border Collie goes on about all the time. Zoom. He's always saying that.
Right, yeah, I think you might need to describe who, it's somebody you know.
Ollie Border Collie at the docks. He's got. I've talked about it on the podcast before. You mentioned monkeys to him. He goes, mental. They're horrible. I'll shotgun them, kill them all. They're all some maniacs. And I'm like, why? What have you got against monkeys? I said, they don't want to kill you. They want to take away what makes you a human. So they'll rip your face off. The first part of call, right? Rip the face off you. It's like,
well, that's what happened here.
Yeah.
So you can go to Ollie Border Collie.
Positive.
Yeah, you can tell that person. So yeah.
Wow.
So that is the end of Travis. He was shot.
Teeth.
Loads of legislation went through in the courts about
imagine how bad that 20 minutes was. Wow.
But this is the thing with it, like keeping animals like that. You know, it's just a big no. You don't do it.
Absolutely not.
It's like you know, like gorillas get out of enclosures and things like that, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you know how they gauge how they can build the defences for a gorilla cage?
No.
They just build it, over-engineer it, because nobody knows how strong gorillas are. They don't know what the max strength of a gorilla is.
Wow.
They know it's insane off the chart. I mean, but they just think that every time they've sort of thought, oh, let's build something that a gorilla can't break, a gorilla breaks it. Because they've never tested it to its maximum.
Yeah.
They've never felt... With other creatures, they know, but with a gorilla's different, because they do not know what it's capable of. It's basically like the Hulk.
I kind of forget about gorillas a little bit. I'm done that. Yeah. You know, you look at lions and tigers and bears, oh my, but then you're like, gorilla, I could have forgotten a bit about them. You know, thought about bears, thought about chimps, and thought about a gorilla for fucking years. They're massive. Why are they that strong? Why are they so massive?
Because they have to fight other gorillas for territory and for mates.
They're massive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Remember when was it Attenborough sat next to one year? Yeah. It was like, that's the first time you think, my God, they're huge.
Yeah, they are massive. But it's a weird thing, because obviously being a male, you get to a certain level as a male gorilla. You get to a point where you can't live in the pack anymore because you got to a size where the silverback in the pack or on the tribe or whatever it might be, he's sort of like, he's getting a bit big for his britches.
Oh, what do you have to do then? Go wander lonely like a bloody rhino?
Well, they don't. This is the thing about it. They get little boys' clubs.
Did they?
So all male gorillas go off and live like together. So all the males live in like in a group together, and they all hang out together, and they all get gay.
They get really gay.
So what they do is in these male packs, because they're kind of alone, they're a bit frisky and all this sort of stuff, they just go at each other like mad.
Imagine going around Corneric jungle, finding that. Like, they're all around. Hello, shaving raven. No.
Tiny little dicks.
Thank God. Have
they? Yeah, tiny little dicks of gorillas, yeah. Well, they're a bit of a quick thrust. They're not at it for like half an hour.
It makes me feel safer when I'm in jungle acting.
So that's what they do. They kind of vent their little frustrations or their sort of sexual needs amongst each other quite happily. They're absolutely fine with
so
that.
They don't split the pack up and look for a female at all?
Well, what they'll do is, as they get a little bit to a certain stage of sexual maturity, they then sort of think to themselves, there's something else kicks in.
Yeah.
And they'll then wander on to another pack or another this is how the sort of like the genetic diversity occurs. Yeah. They'll get the need to leave that area. They'll go find their own sort of like area to sort of like be amongst other gorillas, and think there might be an old silverback in there, and he'll come in and he might sort of try his hand with him. Yeah. Sometimes that's become good friends. A younger male will join with an older silverback and sort of become pals. They'll hang out. The older guy will kind of be his mentor and say, look, watch his back, kid. And not in that way. Yeah. But because, and then he'll almost like take him on as like a brotherly kind of thing. They'll do that, and he'll sort of... But the majority of the time, then there could be fights between the males, and the older male eventually will be driven out or die or fall ill or whatever. Yeah. And he'll have to just leave and become this solitary character sitting in the woods just chewing stuff.
It's grim in it, pack, like you said before.
I don't think so. I think it sounds ace.
Oh.
Can you get one off? You just be on your own.
Yeah, chewing it. Yeah, God, that were hard work, all.
Yeah, you just sit around then. You don't have to listen to all kids whittering on and stuff like that. You don't have to fight loads of blokes. You just do your thing.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, that's it. So then the other silverback, and then that's when he develops a silverback. The genes then kick in. The fur on his back goes silver. He becomes genetically massive.
Wow!
It's like you press a button. They become a lot more muscular and massive and aggressive. That's absolutely true. They're not. Wow. They don't get to that point until they become head of the pack.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and as soon as they, it's like if you look at, there's another creature called a mandrill. And that is it's like a baboon character sort of thing, and that gets like a blue face, a really weird face. Yeah. But that only becomes to absolute maturity when it becomes the leader. Yeah. Teeth become bigger, becomes more muscular. Amongst a lot of chimpanzee, a lot of grey apes, shall I say? Sorry, that's what happens. Is become this.
Fucking chimp can do that to you. Imagine what that could do.
That's the thing. Yeah.
It's pull you apart, wouldn't it?
It's the power of the grey apes is not to be underestimated. Yeah.
I'll have to start thinking about gorillas more. I forgot all about them. Is it that birthday time already?
It is. It's time for us to just start.
I think cutting the cake. We can do.
Yeah, we can get those two silly bollocks away from a bloody frisbee.
Miles away now. Look at them.
Oh no, that's
it. They're having fun though.
They're having fun. Bless them.
It's a lovely day.
Good to see them frolicking, isn't it, like that? Oh, bless. So yeah, but you know what? I don't think we should call them back just yet.
No. Oh, one
Should
more.
we just have just one more quick one?
Please.
You know, that's it, you know. And this in itself is it's almost like another little birthday treat, is this.
Lovely.
And this is a French chap. And it was more of actually like a surprise outing. This guy, he's an employee, the employees at his firm, right? So he's like a boss of a firm. But they all thought, he needs a bit of a treat, this guy. Popular guy, you know what I mean? So they organise a joyride in a Dassault Raphael B jet fighter. Right? So he's like into this sort of thing. So he thought to himself, this is really kind. You know what I mean? So all his employees all chipped together and got himself a flight in a fighter jet.
We've done these.
Have we?
Most of them. This is really ringing a bell.
We might have done then. Hi guys, Matt here. As if it isn't enough for me to actually eat humble pie once in an episode, here's me eating humble pie twice. It seems that we have actually covered this next story before. Ben recognised it correctly. Weirdly enough, almost 3 years to the day. That's what I find bizarre about it, is remembered it's a story from 3 years back, so well done, Benny. 2 lots of humble pie or hat eating to eat in one episode. I've decided to leave it in because we take a slightly different angle and there's a few giggles in there anyway, but apologies for the duplication. Bye! So off he went to the St Dizier Air Base in northeastern France, right? And he didn't know what was coming.
Oh, that's a surprise bit. Right? Meet you there.
So they meet you there, got it all right, then they told him what was going to happen, and he began to feel extremely stressed. This is a 64-year-old bloke.
Well, is it like something he likes planes or something, or they're just like randomly...
I think they've randomly come up with something.
'Cause I'd hate that.
Well, I would hate that.
Right.
So luckily he was wearing like a smartwatch as well, so they could actually tell. He said, apparently the unnamed man had never expressed any desire to fly in a fighter jet and had no previous military aviation experience.
Wow. Because he's just like, do you want to be dangerously out of control?
Yeah, that's it. But they just hated it. So before the flight, even before, he was recorded with a heart rate of 136 to 142 beats per minute, right? Which is classed as tachycardia, which is like you're in the danger zone.
Oh, God.
So, but the man went through with the ride anyway, right? Joining a 3-plane training exercise as a passenger. So the Raphael B is used by the French Air Force and has a maximum speed of nearly 1,400 kilometres an hour!
Jesus, wait. Wow.
Right. So when the jet was 2,500 feet above the ground, the pilot began to climb, right? So he was flying along at that speed, then he went wham, pointing upwards, right? And that is when the passenger panicked and reached for something to hold on to.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And he grabbed the ejector seat button.
Oh, God.
So he went blasting out of it, right?
Wow.
And the thing is, this is how slack the French are here, right? They hadn't even checked to see if his helmet was unpopular. So as soon as he flew out of the plane, his helmet flew off.
Oh, no. The terror of it all. That burst.
Imagine all his workmates down on floor watching.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fucking hell, Francois popped out.
And his helmet's off.
Yeah. Lid's come off.
Oh,
I thought his head's come off.
Oh, man, but that feeling, thinking, oh, no.
This is it. But fortunately, the man avoided seriously injured after parachuting to Earth. God. So the parachute immediately sort of like popped.
Yeah.
But the pilot was not ejected and managed to land safely despite suffering some minor facial injuries during the ordeal.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine scenes?
Imagine speed, so you're going at 1,000 kilometres an hour, and then you jettison, because they're really violently strong. Yeah. It's like being in an explosion, isn't it?
Well,
really?
I say basically, it's an explosion.
You're exploding out of a plane. Then your helmet comes off. That'd be the bit for me. I'd be just like, oh, fuck this.
It would be great if he floats to Earth and comes, no fucking ace that.
Helmet comes down, bang!
Lands on the note, yeah.
But well done, that French pilot, though. He's really in an open plane now,
It's open plane, but is it well done? Nobody's checked his fucking helmet. Nobody's checked him out properly. Nobody's actually properly said to him, look, keep your hands here.
Yeah, do not touch that.
Yeah.
And once you do, you like in a roller coaster, your hands are everywhere trying to grab hold of some art that you just kind of like naturally
he's had no training. They just stuck him in a jet and fired him off into space, basically.
Jesus wept. And they can't charge him. He hasn't done out wrong, has he? They're going to like fine him for it.
It's the hope that it's their fault.
What was his heart rate like during all that?
He didn't die.
Hey,
can you imagine if that your boss, your much loved boss, you paid for all this to happen? You're all flipping apron or whatever it's called, tarmac. You're all on bitumen, aren't you? Looking at the space.
Even if he didn't, it's just enough, isn't it? It's enough. They've put him through enough. Death or no death.
What do you want Monday were like?
Right.
All sat quietly, right? And he comes in looking at them all. Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Goes into his office, right, quiet, and all go, oh, God. This is bad.
I bet that's traumatising, that. You're not going to sleep well, are you? You'll be waking up.
You'll be having nightmares all the time.
Wouldn't you?
You need talking down from that.
God, no.
I mean, that's one thing about the Chimp story.
Yeah.
They had to give all the medics special. They all had to have special counselling after that.
Wow.
Just from seeing that one.
So disturbing.
So for him getting fired out of a jet like that, that's like a nightmare incident, is that?
Yeah.
It's like being on a roller coaster. Your worst roller coaster, and not wanting to say, I want to get off. Bang, getting fired off of it.
Yeah. But I don't know, when people, they want to do stuff like this, and I don't. When I was younger, I thought, it kind of tease the idea of a bungee jump or something, but like, older again, no fucking way am I doing it like that. No,
I don't even like roller coasters anymore.
I don't.
Nothing like that. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it is. And stuff goes wrong.
Stuff goes wrong, and I think you're doing it because you're lacking something else in your life. Do something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a look at stuff to do.
Yeah.
And if it's adrenaline that you need, then there's something a bit. You're lacking something in your life.
Yeah, definitely. There's other ways to get adrenaline. You don't need to do that. It's just like, it's weird.
It's not for me. What we need, picnics are all we need.
It is. Seagulls chirping away. Yeah.
There's enough
playing about.
There's enough thrills, isn't there, at Kraken Cove?
There certainly is. Won't change it for the world.
I think we need a big slice of fish cake.
Yeah, let's get it popped up and that. Do you want a bit of tartar on it? We'll
pour it out. Pour it on. Get the gravy boat full of tartar sauce on.
Happy birthday, Archie.
Well, I really appreciate that. And so while we took it to our picnic, it's all that remains for me to say is a big bye-bye from Matt.
And it's a bigger bye-bye from Benny. You take care, guys.
There are 3 ways you may contact Kraken Cove. Either by email at krakencovepodcast@gmail.com, on Twitter @Kraken Cove, or Instagram @Kraken Cove Pod. Ha ha!